wondering how the fuck did I get here and where the fuck am I going? Welcome to the club.
I love that we started recording before we actually started filming, so there's all
a little soundbite.
Yeah, normally I actually put some of that on because usually it's quite funny.
Huh?
Yeah, usually it's recording, then I'll put it on. It's quite funny. Anyway, wait.
Oh.
Lovely. I'll move this a bit close to your face, so. Do it again so I can see.
Huh?
Oh, pull it closer to your face. Yeah.
Hello? Isn't that good for you, Daddy? Is that better?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Happy. I'm happy now. I'm happy now. What one's this?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm going to stop calling out what number it is because we're just going to ride it on anyway.
Yeah.
That's a learning experience. Growth.
It took all these episodes to get there.
Yeah, we'd only realised that we can write on captions.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, mate.
Hello. How are you doing?
Fantastic. It's been really good. Really good. It's been great. I just taking time away from social media and fucking doing me. It's lovely.
Oh, sometimes you just have to take a bit of a break, don't you?
Oh, very much needed.
Yeah.
Very much needed.
100. I actually did the same thing about a week before you, but I just didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah, and I'm very vocal about it.
I just fell off the wagon.
Mine was falling off the wagon, and I'm like, no, I'm going to take control of this situation. I'm stepping it back.
I am purposefully jumping off the wagon.
It was that.
Yeah, I'm getting off this ride. I'm not enjoying it. Dad, take me home.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even go there.
Good sir.
The reason why. Anyway.
Yes. Cryptic,
but it's been fun because I started learning guitar. Now you're playing guitar again next to me. Like what you do it last night was fun.
Oh, it's fun, bro. I haven't done that in so long.
Yeah.
I got given a guitar by my dad for Christmas when I was. There's a famous photo. I would love to go to the effort of editing it onto this video, but I won't. Yeah. It's at the bottom of my Instagram, and it's me at like 13 years old holding a Christmas calendar from FHM.
Lovely.
And I was like, fuck yeah, my dad's cool.
What was it? I was going to say, was he in the magazine? Anyway.
I was trying to think of a pun, but nothing came. Unlike my father. Saved it. Anyway, I got given it, and then I just kind of picked it up, and I have refused to learn it correctly my whole life. This is pretty much what I do. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it my way in my own time.
But you've refused to get someone to teach you, but watching you do it, you're pretty fucking good at it.
I learned how to learn. We've gone over this before.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. But it's fun watching you actually learn and watch you like last night. Like, I learned some Slipknot. Fucking walked away after about 40 minutes. Like, yeah, that's 4 songs. I mean, to be fair, they were like the same chords. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, Snuff is easy. Vermilion.
Yeah.
That one. And Dead Memories. Dead Memories was a little bit harder. It's a stretch, but it's one of those things. Once you get good at the shapes, or the foundation of it, it's easy. It's like learn the foundation, learn how to move your hand. Yeah. Although I clearly don't know the foundation because we have different chord shapes, and you're being taught properly.
Yeah, I think you should still come along and learn.
I'm gonna hop into a lesson. Watch this space.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Anyway. Otherworldly beings, aliens.
Oh, this was fun yesterday.
We had a debate.
A really, really good conversation.
A really good conversation while we were shopping. We forgot we were shopping. It lasted the whole shop and a bit longer. And then we were like, we should probably stop and actually realize like we're here to do it.
We actually walked down a few aisles. We're like, hold on 1 second. What are we getting? Maybe cereal. Cool. We continued on the conversation, did this another 3 times, and we hadn't put anything in the basket. It was great.
Yeah.
But yes, okay.
That conversation went straight in my basket.
Anyway.
Just give our lovely friend here your opinion on
aliens. Well, what I was discussing yesterday.
Yeah, just basically. Go full, uninterrupted.
Okay, so thinking that aliens, obviously, I do believe aliens exist. I believe that where we are in the universe and in comparison to a lot of other planets that were probably formed many millions of years before Earth was, because they're further to where the center of the universe is considered, or they're older planets, older parts of the universe than us, I think it makes complete sense that there are civilizations that are millions of years ahead of us in technology wise. And just from that concept, we then got on to talking about like the pyramids and how in ancient texts, in writings that have on the wall, and scripts that they got depictions of spacecraft, they got depictions of other gods or things, other unworldly beings. And then you look at religion, where all religions are the same, all different, like fundamentally they're all the same, with the same dates. They've always got someone they look up to, they worship, and all this sort of stuff, but in different parts of the world. The pyramids, one's in Egypt and the other one's in South America. How they were so vastly different, did not have a single way of communicating their technology, yet they have the same concept and all that. That was in a nutshell where I was. And what was your one?
Well, before we go into like proving, disproving, whatever, it's not about. For me, it's not about that. I want this conversation to be so open-ended, without anything forced anywhere, really, because it's like
there's a difference of opinion. Isn't
I 100% agree that there is civilizations, beings, something, living entities out there. There has to be. It's just a no-brainer. It would be really ignorant to believe that out of billions, I'm just going to say billions because I don't know the number. I didn't make that up on the spot. It might be 1,700,334, but 70%
of statistics are made up on the spot anyway. So
yeah, including that one.
Yeah.
It would be ignorant to believe that there are not, because there will be other livable, breathable atmospheres. There might be things that developed in the way that I believe in evolution. I believe that is how things happened, and that the environment created life or whatever, because, that makes sense to me, because science says that makes sense. And I go, I agree with you. The only thing that I was challenging, that I find so hard to believe, and it might be because I'm human with my small human brain, but I really like diving into psychology and why people do things. That's actually something that I'm really big on. And I like to learn people so that I can manage myself around them and create a better situation for everyone in the circumstances. So I really dive into psyche. So when we're talking about civilizations that have been here, I find it really hard trying to rationalize how we know so little about them, why what they left was what they left, and why they haven't been back yet. Like why their reason for being on the planet was in the first place. If it was kind of to scout it out, why didn't they come back? Or if it was here to not dictate how to do things, or if it was just hey, we exist. It's pretty cold out here. You should probably build something to live in. Maybe try this. And then we ran with it.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I do believe that there are things, and I believe that they, of course, if they've been around for longer, they would have had more time to develop more technology. Also, I would believe that there would be less advanced civilizations like we have on our own damn planet. If our planet is something to show for it, we have single-celled organisms and we have multi-celled geniuses in our own species and other species that have their own ways of communicating and playing and using tools like monkeys did. So then throwing all of that into mix, what I find really hard to believe is that knowing the byproducts of the tools we use to travel into space or whatever, how rough it is breaking in and out, like the surface tension of water, it's the same with the atmosphere. So the spacecraft, whatever technology they would have used to get here, like why out of everything with the advancements that they would have, would we only know how to build things out of stone?
Yeah. So that's where I gave you the argument of it's like now obviously I don't know enough to fully dive into this. It's things I need to look at more, but you're looking at with the pyramids, they're meant to be placed in certain locations around the planet, which there's a reason why that I cannot remember for the life of me at the moment what that is. But you've got certain things like that. You watch how well the stones are cut. You look at the position. So in in the Mayan civilization at Chichen Itza, one of the sides of it, when the sun hits it at a certain point in that, it is so precisely built that it looks like a snake running down there. So they've got these certain precisions. They had certain technologies in their time which were a cut above the rest. So the argument was they came down there and basically said, look, this is some guidance to get you guys started. You go off and do that and build civilization out of that. Then you look at nowadays where they are coming back. There's proof of craft coming back, and even the government started releasing it. But the one video that was wild, I think it was on Netflix. There were these little Tic Tac fucking things, and the US Air Force were following them through the ocean. They were watching these things dart in all sorts of different directions that our technology has no idea how to make that happen. Dropping down to the ocean, flying up, making no sound, not registering anywhere, but they could literally physically see them. So it's like, why they did that only left us with a little bit of a thing, and then basically said, go on and basically build yourself.
But they didn't leave you with anything.
They didn't leave me with anything.
But us, they left us with nothing. Stone. A way to cut a stone.
But that's the thing, is it? Did they not leave us?
So we already had things like sundials, right? Because they know the position of the sun. We can all look up and go, shadow, this way. That's the time. That's how they knew the day, right? They had time back then.
Yeah. But did they not leave us with anything? Well, again, with the pyramids and certain sciences, did they not leave us with those things?
But nothing that, to my very, very limited knowledge, advanced a civilization. Like nothing that in our lifetime someone hasn't just like discovered. Unless they came back and were like, hey, here's a balloon and a key. Electricity. Boom. Unless that was gifted to us too, and all of the advancements were, but we have proven time and time again that humans are clever enough, and like we came from monkeys with sticks and rocks, to cutting a big rock and making a house out of it, effectively a really big house. That just sounds like someone with a dream. That doesn't sound like someone came down and was like, here's a crazy thing. Yeah. That sounds really logical and a reasonable technological advance on just a very big scale with teamwork from a whole nation.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me. And that might be my narrow-minded brain rationalizing it. I'm fully open to hearing people go, well, I would actually love to be disproved because the idea of it is so exciting. And if they are coming back, cool. But fuck you guys for leaving us with fucking stones and dead-ass pyramids when we could be fucking teleporting and flying. If you made it to this planet, you could have just gone, hey, by the way, if you do this, you could like float.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that would be cool.
100%
Fuck those guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sat here fucking talking into a microphone with my therapy needing ass when we could be fucking flying to other places, and I don't know, they must have renewable energy because the travel that it would have taken them to go from there to here in whatever small tiny ass thing, because I'm telling you, there would be something left over because that thing would be fucking massive unless it was one person in a scout ship.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean,
there's just so many things I want to poke at and pull threads, and I wish someone could just answer all these little ones so I could go, yep, it happened.
What's funny though is like, unless you dive deep into the world of conspiracy theory, now with conspiracy theories, they're considered a conspiracy until actually proven. Look at people with aliens. Conspiracy theorists for fucking years until the government finally released things saying that these things are going on. There's even things saying they walk among us. But what's wild?
I would believe it. See, I would believe it because there are geniuses among us. And I said to you, this is actually what I said to you is, why would they just leave and not leave some of their own to impart wisdom? Like, surely there are families, maybe it's a hush-hush secret because the world couldn't handle it. Maybe. It's not really a conspiracy. It's just like, if aliens did exist, it would make sense that some of them did stay behind. But I would find it hard to believe they would look so similar to us.
But then again, our brains may not be able to fathom the fact that they may be able to shapeshift to look like us. Now, look at certain technologies, okay? Look at what has been made countless times over, and it's actually been shut down by the government, is that renewable energy that runs off, I can't remember, what was the show that I saw it on? I can't remember the show that I saw it on, but basically it was a renewable energy, which was free energy, which has been made by a few people, but every time it's been discovered and it's been like, look, I've made this, it's been shut down.
Yeah, see, I can believe that because it's like, we're going to ban cigarettes because they're bad for you.
So to carry on from that is who says the technologies that we actually do have, because they've are meant to be sold, or sorry, technologies aren't being hidden from us by the government.
Oh yeah, but that's obvious.
So who's to say those technologies haven't come from other worldly beings, that they're being hidden from us because they are too technically advanced?
If we look at what we have now with AI, and you can literally map out someone's face and make videos, and they did a concert where they put Tupac on stage via hologram.
Yeah, they were Michael Jackson as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So in theory, maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule it out. And I do 100% believe that why would we have access to all of our technology that is available to us? There are things that even I wouldn't even be surprised if the person no one would think about, the homeless man on the street who's off his face on acid or whatever, comes up with the most brilliant idea ever created, but just no one ever hears about it because he didn't have anyone to tell. Yeah. Or like someone came up with someone who was like, oh, this is too dangerous. Like a random scientist in a cave, in a back cave, the equivalent of Batman, but he just doesn't want to tell anyone because it would end the world and he would become a target and fucking. I believe that shit could happen.
Yeah,
because we come up with some pretty great ideas sometimes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But also, people
can't remember any of them.
But people can't be trusted. Yeah. People can't be trusted with what they do with a certain technology. Because I think it was in the book I've been listening to during my course, the Biology of Belief, he's talking about all the mass extinctions. And when you look at what we're going through now, technically we're already in the 6th mass extinction. And humans are causing that. We are causing that. We're fucking the planet up. We're fucking everything up. But look at this. This has been the hottest summer on record. The weather is absolutely fucking wild around the world at the moment. It's the planet is already like a degree and a half warmer than what it needs to be.
I just had a thought and I was like, we are, and we could probably prolong it, but it was always doomed to die at some point because it wasn't born. It wasn't made perfectly. No, if you know what I mean. Like we evolved. I don't even know if this is true, but this is a question I would like to ask someone who would know. Would be like, so we breathe in air and breathe out carbon dioxide, which is technically poisonous to us in high amounts. Once there isn't enough oxygen. Yeah. But I guess if we were directly proportionate to the amount of trees on the planet, it wouldn't matter. Well, we're ripping up the trees. Now we're creating more carbon emissions, which means eventually, I'm just saying it was inevitable. If we kept procreating long enough, eventually we would outweigh the amount of renewable oxygen on the planet. Yeah, and then we would die again. And then it would life would try again through other animals evolving, maybe. I don't know.
No, that's what it does every time. Like, look at through the 6th mass extinction, one thing's happened, it's wiped everything out. Basically, like, well, that was a test, didn't fucking work. Next thing, and it's gone through and happened over and over again. The only thing that's I think has literally survived the entire time out of the 6 mass or 5 extinctions so far is a single-celled organisms. The main thing that's actually survived the whole time, like amoebas.
Is it an amoeba?
That I can't.
Is that not a single cell? No, is that multi-celled?
That I cannot. No idea. Here, go on.
How many cells does an amoeba have? A single cell.
There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's quite scary at the moment with us going through the 6th mass extinction because they're trying to. This is the fucked up thing. They need to basically stop carbon emissions, start changing into green energy, and to protect the planet. Yeah, a lot of people are increasing it. A lot of countries are increasing their green energy, but they're just offsetting what they're doing with the carbon emissions and not dropping that.
There is fucking no way anyone in power gives a fuck. No. Because they're rich because of it, surely. It's like me, bro, with my OnlyFans. I don't necessarily like the view it gives out on me and the life that it creates. Yeah. But I'm not going to stop doing it because it makes me more than anything else has ever paid me. Yeah. So when you bring in like survival, morality, power, this, life choices, like if I told you today that you could have a better, stable life, but you had to work a 9 to 5 and give all this up, hell no. Yeah. Do you reckon the guy who owns the coal mines and all of these things, like they're not going to just be like, well, let's give up these £100 billion a year?
Of course not. They don't give a fuck. Plus, they're not going to be around they're not going to be around to give a fuck. That's why they don't care.
Yes, that is exactly why I also don't give a fuck.
But this is the thing. Like we need to start giving a fuck because we want to have children. We want to have that passed down, and we're the ones damaging it for them. they're not going to have a fucking chance. So there are parts of me that are like terrified to bring a child into this fucking planet because I know a lot of the timeframes they give are like 2050 and all this sort of stuff are bullshit. It's probably going to be longer than that. But let's say it was 2050, okay, when everything's meant to go to shit. You have a child within the next fucking 10 years. Cool. They end up with 20 years of life and then it's basically fucked. So what have we given them? Like, we're not...
Yeah, but not doing anything about it, bro, so why worry?
But this is the thing.
We're filming a fucking podcast.
Yeah, we're filming a podcast. But, okay, what can you do about it? Obviously, it's the bigger levels that need to do stuff about it.
You could go and study science and figure out how to make renewable energy, but you're not going to do it.
No, but I'm going to do what I can do.
What is that?
Recycling. Like, it's the things that are good for the planet at my level of what I can do. Do what you can at your level. Obviously, if you're die hard about it, fucking cool. That's what the world needs. But it's like, what can you do about it?
Like, in my mind, this path is already set in stone, and it wasn't set in stone by us. You can do your best, but unless you are going to revolutionize the way we do something, surely the impact it's going to make is which generation of our kids is it going to affect anyway? Because it's not going to be in the next 100, 200, 300 years.
No. And look, but the point,
and actually, I have faith. This is another thing. I'm super positive and really optimistic.
Yeah.
I personally do not want to change the world. I want to enjoy my time that I'm here and have a family and make sure I love them. That's my life's mission. If they or the generation after, once the world gets more and more and more fucked, when it's like, oh, we really need to do something now, that is going to be the generation that breeds the technology and scares the people at the top enough that it changes. If not, the human race will still live out its purpose, which is not to protect our planet. It's just to survive and procreate. Fucks off the planet and makes another one inhabitable. That's where I see it going.
Yeah.
Because it needs must. And at the moment, it don't fucking need to happen because we're all alive.
But why not start doing something now? If you can do something small now within your life to then give your children the good morals and the good habits to start to make the changes that can help later in life instead of waiting 2-3 generations for something to happen.
I'm a stripping porn star.
So am I. But
recycling is not going to help them in 10. It's still going to be the same result. I'm talking about a big change, though. You're talking about small things. If everyone did, but the companies are still going to do what they're going to do. Not everyone is going to get on board. No one cares enough. The actual change comes from the people who sit down, study, and learn how to do it a better way, and then spread that message. Me talking about it on a podcast going, oh, I'm going to recycle. It's not going to do fuck all in 1,000 years. The planet's still going to burn.
I'm not saying what I'm saying is going to do fuck all for people. But what can I do so I feel better to know that I'm actually doing my part towards it?
Yeah, but that's just to make you feel better.
Yeah, but it means I'm actually putting my part towards it. Like, would you rather be a part of the solution or part of the problem? That's the thing. Because look at what I'm...
But let me just really preach something to you right now. You are always going to be part of the problem. And recycling, you still drive a car. You still wear clothes that are made in a factory. You still eat stuff that's been produced from a factory. We're sat here recording on microphones made from metal, which come from a coal mine. Like, bro, recycling.
Recycling is one thing.
It's the equivalent of like virtue signaling. No, to make yourself feel better. I wouldn't stress about it.
No,
because I believe in humanity.
I don't. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I don't because the big reason I don't, especially over the past few years, is they've been preaching global warming, the planet's overheating, the planet's doing this, ice caps are melting, watching things of like Antarctica and the Arctic, watching those over the years, they show the fasting where it breathes and watch it getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Like, I see that and I go, cool, we're actually in the point now where who fucking knows what's going to happen because the temperature's gone up, everything's a lot hotter, things are fucking getting more difficult. And it's since World War I, World War II, we've advanced more in those fucking... Oh my God, that's over 120 years ago. No, 120 years ago, sorry. Over 100 years ago, these World War I and World War II happened. Wow. Either way, we've advanced more in those years than fucking anything else.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's positive.
No, I know that's a positive. That's definitely
and
positive.
We are actually moving away. The funniest thing is the batteries we use for electric energy, what they have to do to make those batteries fucking horseshit. We have... So this is the problem. Recycling is great. Being green is
You're holding on to recycling. There's more to recycling.
I'm not. You're holding on to the fact that I just said that once more.
I was about
to go off on a point which is saying recycling is great. Going greener is great. Using less water, great. But effectively, it's the people in power that are okaying all of these practices that are being consumed by the masses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not clinging to anything other than the fact is it's a tiny drop in the ocean when the actual problem is a big change has to happen somewhere.
Yeah.
And look at why the evidence I have to say it won't change until we hit dire straits is because alcohol kills millions of families and people. Cigarettes do. Drugs do. Let's take off drugs, actually. Let's talk about these two because it's still legal.
Yeah.
That is your indicator of why the change will not happen, because these rich companies are influencing the governments will just put photos on the packets and tell you they're bad for you. We won't take them away. We won't stop making them because it makes us too much money.
Yeah.
That's your fault if you do it.
I agree with every bit of this.
So that's my only point. I think it's great, and if it makes you feel good, I actually don't. In the same way, I don't care if a dude fucks a dude. If whatever makes you happy, do it in your lifetime. If you feel like you're making a difference, I'm just going to make sure that I'm happy, my family's happy, and people around me experience happiness when they're with me. That's all I want to do.
Yeah. Although we're already in dire straits.
Well, we're not.
No, we actually are already in dire straits. If you actually look at what's going on, there's been a lot of things that have happened with the World Organization where people are going there saying shit needs to change now because we're already past the point of no return. To me, that's dire straits.
It's not, bro, because there's not meteors raining from the sky. Like when you walk outside and you are in danger because it never stops lightning, but when it's going to get there, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Before it gets there, now you still have a choice to change.
Yeah.
When that choice gets taken away from you, that's dire straits. When it's like it's irreversible, now I have to pull our sort of magic off. Then poor people are going to be left on the planet and they're going to fuck off.
Oh, mate. I mean, one, that's probably the sad reality of it.
That is just logical. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. As I said,
the people who are woke have the time to think about it. The people at the top don't care. They're just thinking about what money they're going to make and how they can enjoy themselves.
Oh, yeah. I agree with every single bit of that.
It's like, look at fucking this genius little girl, Greta. I don't even know how we've tangented this hard, but I really enjoy it. But this genius little girl has a brilliant idea. But what I really hope she's inspired people to do exactly what I'm talking about, which is I really don't care enough to suddenly change my whole life and study science to be part of the solution. Or go, we can do this, which does offset this enough, and then start preaching it. I'm not invested. But I hope she has, and people like her, inspire other people to chase down, because I believe there are people that are working on it. I do.
Oh, they are.
And my life took a different route, and I actually do recycle. Funnily enough, I try to keep my bills down, so I don't use too much water. But,
or electricity.
But I still buy loads of clothes. I have loads of waste. Like watches. Yeah. Like I live a life of I still drink alcohol. I get on planes. I'm learning to drive.
I see you becoming a part of the problem.
I'm becoming part of the problem, and I have been, and I always will be. Yeah. It was always going to go that way because that's just how the human civilization is. It's like, unless something big changes, I'll say it one last time. It's always going to go in that direction now.
Yeah,
it's like trying to stop a freight train with a fucking doorstop.
Yeah. Look, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm not denying any of that.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying, do you want to be part of the problem, part of the solution? Look, if I wanted to be a part of the solution, I'd go completely green, off grid, fucking live in the fucking sticks. Exactly.
In island life, but without a moped, we'd go full hippie. We've done it. Yeah. We've actually done it. We did a week of it, and I fucking like it. Do it.
Yeah.
But I would then miss family and friends, and I actually probably couldn't do it.
Yeah, I
would still have to have enough money that meant I could go back to society on a plane.
I don't do it. This thing. I can do that for 6 to 8 months. I can do it for a year. I've done it. I've literally done it before. I said, my point behind this, which it may be it sounds like my point may have been taken as if like, well, what's the point of trying to change what you're doing? And like I said, once I can afford an electric car or something to make myself greener, cool. Doing what I can, recycling, cool. Areas that I can make a change that aren't going to affect me too fucking much, because at the end of the day, my life is on social media. I literally do drive a car. I fucking travel the world. I do all these sorts of things. I'm a part of the problem, but I want to be less a part of the problem instead of being more a part of the problem. if that makes sense. Because we're not going to change anything with the big companies. We're not going to fucking change it. At the end of the day, money fucking talks. And we're not going to. And there are people like Greta Thunberg. There are people that are standing up, trying to fucking make a change for it. And I'm in full fucking support of every single one of them. But for me personally, it's what can I do in my life that feels like I am able to help towards making it better, but still isn't going to affect the lifestyle that I like to live. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, it does. Yes.
What?
Nothing. How can I change without changing is what you just said.
How can I change without changing? No,
pretty much.
No.
What can I do without changing anything about my lifestyle?
No, it's not changing any. Changing things within my life that is like it's not going to affect it's not going to affect my lifestyle, but it's still that I can choose the better options within that. So it's still making the change, but it's still allowing me to still because there are better options, there are better choices.
Yeah, you are talking about changing. It's just so minute because it's like it is the difference between being in a 3 and a 500 calorie deficit. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If we relate it back to what we
there we go.
It's just that small difference that actually it might buy us another year over the next 1,000. But if a million of us do it.
No, yeah.
That's why to me it seems silly for us to stress because it's like if what me, you and the whole of Australia did if we had a litre less water or this for 1 more year for people that won't even remember our great grandkids.
Yeah.
I don't fucking blame my old mate from 1,000 years ago for being a dickhead and finding fire.
Yes. And
I bet they didn't give a fuck. I bet when they started making coal mines and shit, they didn't think about it.
That I agree. Yeah.
And there will be a new technology. I do believe there will be. Whether it gets us away from the problem or it solves the problem, I don't know. But I just do believe that's just how it works. And it always think of it. Once the problem is always identified, like when we find a problem, we find a solution.
Yeah.
And someone with the knowledge will find a solution.
Look, as long as the solution they have is financially viable to the people that are actually going to be at the top, then it will work.
Yes, that's what I mean. Once, so like for example, I don't fucking know enough about it. I'm so unversed in it, but Elon finds renewable energy, manages to tax it.
Yeah.
Companies get involved, puts the coal mines out of business, whatever. I don't even know. I'd say coal mines like they make energy. I don't even fucking know. Anyway.
Yeah. That was a tangent. That was fun. That was great.
That ended up being a really interesting chat.
Especially, and that started from aliens.
I was actually, because when we started, I was like, give me your uninterrupted opinion on aliens. And you did like 30 seconds about aliens and then just went off about
everything else, the
Mayans and the this and the that. And I was like, okay.
Let's go
uninterrupted.
This is funny because we said yesterday we're going to structure this so there's minimal tangents, although there's always tangent.
Well, I did. It started on such a tangent that I was like, I'd be an asshole to stop you now.
Let's go.
Still be a good chat.
Let's go. Yeah.
What does sex and riding a bike have in common?
Are we going straight into dad jokes now? Is that what we're doing? Go on.
What does sex and riding a bike have in common?
What?
Your dad taught you to do both when you were a kid.
Okay. That's great. Here we go. Did you hear about the chameleon that couldn't change color?
No.
He had a reptile dysfunction.
It kind of gets better when you think about how silly it is.
Oh yeah, I got
those late bloomers.
I got some good ones.
Yeah, it's probably because I was one myself. Which knight invented King Arthur's round table?
Which?
Circumference.
That's great. That's great. Oh, that's amazing. I really like that. Oh, that's good. I sent my hearing aids in for repair 3 weeks ago. I haven't heard anything back. I haven't heard anything since. Fuck. Damn it.
That one fell on deaf ears.
Thank you. Save that for me.
How did Rihanna find out Chris Brown was cheating on her?
I've heard this before. Go on.
She found another woman's lipstick on his knuckles.
That's fucking brilliant. I go, you ready?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Bruce Lee was pretty fast, but his brother suddenly was quicker.
Oh, that one caught me by surprise.
Go on.
So I suggested to my wife that she'd look sexier with her hair back, which is apparently an insensitive thing to say to a cancer patient. Too much?
Oh, that's great.
Can I say that?
It's one of those ones where it's like, did you hear about the T-Rex who was selling guns? He was a small arms dealer.
That he was. Because we thought my last one was bad.
I'll go on.
What is a paedophile's favourite part of Halloween? Free delivery.
Oh, fuck. That's great. Okay. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7 is a registered 6 offender.
I don't. That actually went over my head.
Let's do it once more for you.
Yeah.
This kind of ties into your last joke. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 is a registered 6 offender.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know how Kiwis say 6?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Was that the door?
Nah.
Go. Go on.
It was my brain leaving the chat.
Ha.
What? Oh no. Fuck! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go on. I love it.
How many cups does it take?
Sorry, start again. I love the fact you're like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Go.
I apologize. How many cops does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
They don't. They arrest the bulb for being broke and beat the room for being black.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
That's great.
Fuck
Okay.
me, I was crying when I read that.
Yeah. What did the cops find in Jeffrey Dahmer's shower? Head and shoulders.
That ties into my next one.
Oh, come on.
What's got 4 legs and 1 arm?
What?
A pit bull in a children's play area.
What do you call 2 Mexicans playing basketball? 1-on-1.
I did enjoy that one. So bit of a backstory on this one. I've been moving house recently, and I was in Bunnings, and I wanted to get some advice. So I asked the dude, what kind of file do you need to turn a 15mm hole into a 40mm hole?
Go on.
A paedophile. I'm so sorry.
You're on fire today.
I think I'm cancelled today.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring this one back for everyone. Just give you a complete different. A cheese factory exploded in France. Debris was everywhere.
I think he might have saved us a little bit there.
Go on.
Okay. So this is one I'm gonna have to do a voice. Okay, I'm playing 2 characters.
Go on.
I'm just setting the scene. I'm inside Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Oh wow.
What kind of voice would Willy have? Okay. Everything you see in this room is edible. Me. Everything. Looking at Willy's ass. Everything.
Got a Herbert. Come on, Herbert.
I went. To
You
Herbert.
went straight to Herbert. We've got pedophile jokes into Herbert.
Where's the muscle on paper, boy? Fat ass back here.
Did you see that Family Guy one where it was like
Star Wars?
No, it was a fucking. It's a concert for a theater full of pedophiles, and the guy comes out and he's talking about what the orchestra's going to play, and he's like, "Now Beethoven in C minor," and all the pedophiles sit there clapping. Last one. What does it mean if a guy remembers the color of your eyes after the first date? You probably had small titties. Yeah, you probably had small titties. Good guess.
As if I could just guess that. That just tells you how true it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what do you get if... Oh, no. Don't worry. Carry on.
I mean, I want to let you off the... I really want to just let you off the hook and go, but we probably will get ourselves cancelled.
Yeah, probably will.
I've had to hold back a lot of my ones that will probably get us cancelled because they are dark.
Yeah. Typical white man. Holding back the dark ones. You should be ashamed of yourself. Well,
on that note,
if you don't already, please follow.
That's what I forgot to do.
Subscribe to Got Swoled. Drop a little like, and also comment. In fact, join us on Patreon and have a little chat with us how you feel these episodes are going. I would love to answer some of your questions. We actually love feedback from fans, friends, family members. Click on patreon.com/Got Swoled. Join the discussion.
And all of our socials are at Got Swoled. Every single social. And with the Patreon, there is a lot more than just these episodes. They release on a Tuesday, so they release a day early. But there is behind the scenes, unreleased episodes. There is a few added extra things that we both put in there. And what was the other one? Yeah, that's about it. It's basically added extras in there for everyone who really wants to help support us grow this podcast. Anyway, until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.